Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Spot Convention with the Weekly Comic Book Roundup. Got a decently sized Marvel Image Haul for you guys today. So let's get started. Kicking things off, we've got Mystique, #1. This is the start of a Mystique miniseries. Basically catching up with Mystique after Fall of Krakoa. Anyways, Mystique has been many things over the years, namely, especially a shape-shifting assassin. So the issue opens in with a cabin. It doesn't say where the cabin is, and a woman sitting at a typewriter, while people carrying guns are closing in on the cabin. We then flash back to a couple weeks ago in Frankfurt, Germany. Maverick's leading a team of mercenaries hunting down Sabretooth. And however, one of his men points, turns the gun on Maverick. Everyone knows Maverick has a healing factor, and well, he's not healing from a gunshot, and he's also exhibiting or well, not a gunshot, shrapnel. But one of the mercenaries is in fact Mystique, and Symbody's not around, likely because he was probably pretty soundly basically killed in Sabretooth War in back in Wolverine. But Mystique turned into him. Of course, Maverick's got backup, and she's got questions for Maverick. In CIA headquarters in Virginia, Sublevel J, Shield has been once again reborn. Nick Fury Jr. is in charge of mutant tactics. But he gets a call from his dad. Fury Sr. gives Jr. a flash drive. Password is Darkhold. And he tells Jr. to do what he will. But it goes into a lot of her past, things such as Mystique was, in fact, technically even a SHIELD agent at one point. In fact, Fury says that the more he reads the file, the less he knows. But he's wanting to know, how is no one looking into her? But back with Mystique and Maverick. She shifts into his brother. hopes of getting information from him. Of course, he's wounded, so yeah. But Fury notes that when it comes to recent whereabouts, Mystique was somehow Mystique was in two places at once, and those two places were not exactly close together, and yeah. But Fury asks to get run off with by asked Maria Hill if she even can run off concerning Mystique, and wanting to basically kind of say, hey, we're going to need this is going to be a big budget op, but he's not cleared for really anything. Shield is different now. There's no heli. There's no hell. They can't. They don't have the budget to throw a helicarrier at all their enemies or all their problems. But basically, Mystique crashes a yacht into a what appears to be a anti-mutant rally, and basically takes the form of an heiress that was basically funding said anti-mutant group. Her cousin ran it, and well, cousin had blackmail. But eventually, Fury returns home. Thinks he sees someone in the back behind him. Walks into goes to unlock his door. His house blows up. And we cut to 36 hours later in Colorado, where the issue began. Fury leads a team of agents to take on Mystique. And apparently, subjects reaching for something, and is shot a few times in the back. Though it does not seem that the one shot was Mystique, but rather Destiny. So it certainly seems that Destiny is once again dead. But we'll see. Hopefully not. But I like Destiny's interactions with various ex characters that she would usually interact with, especially Mystique, her wife. But anyways, interesting first issue. Next issue just promises to bring in a former associate of Mystique's and Destiny's, Avalanche. But anyways, moving on to our next book, we've got Uncanny X-Men number 4. Where we left off, Wolverine had left the temporary X-Men headquarters in New Orleans, headed to the woods, and ended up taking on having a fight with a tussle with Sarah Gaunt, an old love from Xavier's past. The issue begins with an entry from Xavier's journal. It's been But during their time together, Sarah informs Charles that she's pregnant. And Xavier, he has his dream to focus on. In the present, Rogue and Nightcrawler are headed to find Logan. They find him, and he's battered and bloody. Rogue has Nightcrawler take Wolverine back, and she also calls Remy to tell her, whatever happens, do not come after her. And so, Rogue fights Sarah Gaunt. Apparently, she hits like Colossus, maybe even harder than Colossus. At Greymalkin Prison, one of the inmates informs the warden that Sarah Gaunt has found the X-Men's hidden base. But we also get, after Rogue smacks Sarah around a bit, we get Sarah's origin. During Hurricane Katrina, she lost her son, Brian. Clearly, Xavier's son. And she basically she just gave up hope and plummeted into the water. What came out 3 days later, Sarah's not entirely sure it was her at all. And Sarah says that she blames Charles for it. But Dr. Ellison from the Greymalkin Prison gives Gambit a call, basically saying Sarah Gaunt doesn't care about Rogue. She wants to kill the kids that Gambit's protecting, and she's sending a small army. And so, Jubilee, Gambit, and Nightcrawler get ready to defend the kids. And the kids will say that, yeah, we're either way, if they follow orders, they be dead. And if worst comes to worst, they'll be dead if they follow. They opt to follow Gambit. Wolverine basically wants to be pointed at the bad guys while he can still stand upright. That is where the issue ends. Interesting. I have to wonder if maybe Sarah Gaunt's whole, aside from wanting to destroy Xavier's dream and legacy, if she more is searching for maybe subconsciously searching for her child, who was likely a mutant. Moving on though to our last moment, we've got Wolverine #2. So where we left off, Wolverine was in the Canadian Rockies, and had a run with Cyber, and had also helped along, been given a pep talk somewhat by Nightcrawler. But Department H sent some goons after Wolverine, figuring that basically he's responsible for what Cyber's been doing. But Wolverine's been tracking them, or been keeping an eye on them after he discovers them. However, there's another son that he recognizes: Wendigo. And so, Wolverine fights the Wendigo until Wendigo does something different. Says something other than his name. He says, "Help." And he gives Wolverine a book, which and he owes it to the X-Men, if nothing else, to hear the kid out. But the book details how two young boys ran away from a youth shelter and got lost and ended up staying in a cabin during a snowstorm. One of them died from exposure. The other one ate the flesh of the dead one, and thus incurred the curse of the Wendigo. However, Darwin H shows up, and so Wolverine and Wendigo try and escape. Wolverine, in fact, manages to provide some cover to make sure that Wendigo can escape. But Wendigo, the issue ends with this new Wendigo succumbing to the curse. And once again, eating human flesh. That is where, like I said, that is where the issue ends. Good issue, and I like the idea of, someone, a Wendigo who has been, I guess, more recently turned and still having a degree, still being able to speak beyond just saying Wendigo. But it's a tragic tale, but it'll be interesting to see how this portion of the story is panning out. Anyways, that's going to do it for now. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram, Mastodon, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. Big shout out to Patreon patron Red Man's a Penis. Thank you so much for your support. It is greatly appreciated. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off saying, live long and rock hard.